What's up guys, welcome to another installment of EAP TV. Today I'm going to show you how to get a sign-up form from MailChimp on your LeadSites. Today's video comes in response to a question that was posted in the Beat Zillow Facebook group. Hey EAP, any tip on how to add a MailChimp sign-up form to my website? Now for those of you who don't know, I am a huge advocate of MailChimp. There is a lot of creativity and flexibility that CRM specifically can provide you with, and they do have a huge in-depth bank of information and resources available to their users. I did post a link to this page in the comment section of that post on Beat Zillow, and I'm gonna have this down below in the description of this video if you wanna go check this out. But also I'm gonna walk you through the process of getting this sign-up form on your website right now. Alright guys, so here we are in my MailChimp dashboard, and a majority of the video is going to be spent here in MailChimp as well as on your LeadSites. What we're going to want to do first is navigate our way to the Lists section. Now, before you can create a sign-up form of any kind and add that to your website, you do have to have a list all set up on MailChimp. So what you can see here is I have a potential sellers list, a sellers drip campaign list, an EasyAgentPro company newsletter. And the reason you need to have these different lists is because each one has the option to create its own sign-up form. So you can see right over here on the right. So if I create a sign-up form specifically for potential sellers, that sign-up form, wherever I embed it on my site, whoever is entering their information on that particular form will be put on the potential sellers list campaign that I have going. So if you would like more information on just creating a list before you even create the sign-up form, I will have a link down below in the description that MailChimp has provided to all of its users. And if you are interested in me making another video detailing the process of just setting up a list and any other specific features of MailChimp, leave a comment down below in the video and I'll make sure to make that happen. Now let's get back to making that form. So we've got our list created. What we're going to want to do is head on over to the right-hand side of your screen and select Sign-up Forms. And what that's going to do is take you to a number of different options. You've got general forms, you've got embeddable forms, subscriber pop-ups, form integrations. There's a lot of flexibility that you have when it comes to creating forms for these different lists. Now what we're going to be doing here is the embedded form. So let's select that. And you can see we've got a preview of what the form will look like, as well as some options for customization if this is something we want to adjust. Now, right below the preview here, you've got the HTML code that you want to copy and paste into your website. But before we do that, let me bring your attention to the different options we have right up top here. So right now we're on Classic, but if we select Super Slim, and you can see we've created a very minimalist email sign up. You can do horizontal, dead center, naked, which is very, very raw HTML code. It's completely unstylized, as well as advanced, which is going to take you into the more complex aspects of creating this sign-up form. And a lot of you, this is something that I don't think there's a need for you to worry about. I would just focus on using either horizontal or the classic. If you do want to have the entire first name, email address, last name, then go with classic. But if you are just interested in collecting emails so you can get people on your email campaigns and build that ecosystem that we talk about, it's all about building up the amount of emails that you're getting and getting people on a chain sequence of content being delivered out to them, then select horizontal. That's probably what I'm going to be using for this example, just because personally that's what I would use. Now it's going to be about going down below the preview and copy and pasting this code here. And I'm already logged into my LeadSite, so let's head on over there. Now what we're going to do is go to a blog, but you can do this on any specific page, literally anywhere on your site this would work. So we're going to head over to our blog. So what we're going to do is actually use the most recent blog post that we published out to all of your LeadSites. And what you're going to have to do to copy and paste this code in is access the Pro Editor. So in the bottom right-hand corner, you've got the Edit button here, and then the star over here on the left is the Pro Editor. Now once we're in the Pro Editor, what you're going to want to do is switch from visual to text. And this might seem a little intimidating because at first you're going to see some of the actual code here, but don't be alarmed, just focus on the text and figure out exactly where you want to embed this form. Now you can embed it anywhere on the page, so I'm just going to pick a spot, and then I'm going to paste the code. And you can see they have a section right here, Begin MailChimp Sign-Up Form, just so you can really clearly tell exactly where the form starts and where the form ends. Now let's go ahead and update our blog. And I'm going to go ahead and preview it. And if we scroll on down, you can see there's my form, the very simplified email capture form. Now, this form is great because, yes, you want to be connecting people to those different email sequences that you have, so giving people the opportunity to sign up for that list is wonderful. But if you're just embedding the form itself on your blog without any type of call to action or any type of value proposition, then nobody's going to take advantage of that form. Now let's head back into our blog editor and see how we can incentivize our users to sign up on our email list by adding a call to action just above the email opt-in form. So now that I've already copied the code in the text section, you can actually see there is a representation of it in the visual section. So I don't have to go back into the text section to add my call to action. I can do it here in the visual section, which is much more comfortable and a much more familiar layout. So what I'm gonna do right above this icon is I'm gonna write So there we go. Now, to make this a more prominent feature of the blog itself, I do want to add some bold to the text, and I do want to increase the size of the text. Now, what you have access to up in the top here, you can see paragraph. If you click that drop down, you've got a number of different heading options, and I think heading 1 will probably be too big. So I'm going to start with heading 3, and let's see what that looks like if we update and then preview the changes that we just made. Now, let's scroll on down a little bit. Here we go. So get the information sellers need to get the best deal on their home. Okay, that looks great, and it definitely gets the point across of what we're trying to do, but the problem is it really blends in with the surrounding text. Also, I think I'm going to go ahead and center this, and I'm going to change the color. Let's go back to our editor. So let's go ahead and highlight our text, and the first thing I want to do is center my text, and then let's see what kind of colors we can adjust here. I kind of like this green. Let's go ahead and try that. Update. And let's preview our changes. So if we scroll on down, there we go. We can see the changes we just made. I like the green, and I like the fact that we've centered the text here. Now, one other thing that I can see that I do want to change is I want to have this subscribe button in the center just to continue to emphasize the fact that this is separate from the blog. There's a button in the middle. There is a highlighted text in the middle. Everything's completely different. So what I'm going to do is head back to my editor one more time. And if this does happen for you, it may not. For me, it did. We did select the horizontal form, but mine's still aligned to the left. So what you might have to do is highlight the actual form here in the visual section. So I'm just going to highlight the button here, and then I'm going to do center. And you can see that popped my subscribe button over here to the middle. And if we update that, and for one last time, we select preview changes, and we scroll on down. There we go. So we've got my button here in the center. We've got the text here centered as well. Now what you could also do is add some more space between the highlighted text here and the paragraph text above it, as well as the paragraph text below the subscribe button. I think that would help create a much more uniform look to the blog and the sign up form, but that's totally personal preference, and that's not something that's required, obviously. And that's basically the entire process, guys. That's the whole process of getting the list that you've created from MailChimp, creating a form for it, and then embedding that form on your blog. You could also embed this form anywhere on your site. So if you had a specific page that you created, or maybe you want to put this form on your buyer's guide, you could definitely add this form anywhere on your site. There's a lot of flexibility with it. Now, I also created a video a little while back showing you how to connect MailChimp to the different pop-ups that are already on your website, even these little boxes here on the right-hand side. You can connect MailChimp in a bunch of different ways to your lead site. So if that's something you want to watch, then I'll also have a link to that down below in the description. Go check it out. And that's all there is to it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that thumbs up right down below. And if you are new here, subscribe to our channel. And as always, guys, it is such a pleasure, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.